Well, dozens of missiles have struck 4 impact sites in Israel, including a hospital in the country's south, according to reports from the IDF. It is the latest attack from Iran as the two sides trade volleys of artillery on the 7th day of fighting. We do have live pictures coming into the newsroom. They're showing some of the damage being reported at one of the impacted sites in Tel Aviv. Earlier, Iran state media claimed the heavy water reactors of its Kondab nuclear facility was the target of an Israeli attack. It says the site was evacuated before the attack and there is no radiation risk. Well, the whole world, of course, is watching now to see what the next move will be from the United States. Joining us live is the US Studies Centre Research Director, Jared Monchene. Jared, good to see you. Thanks for your time. I realise preempting Donald Trump's next move is a bit of a mug's game, but what is your read on where the US is at and what options would now be under active consideration at this point?
Yeah, I think, as you said, it's a fool's errand to predict Donald Trump, but I think he's trying to maximize as many options for himself as possible. Let's not forget that as much as this is a very challenging, thorny military problem and diplomatic problem, we also have to understand his own background and the fact that he likes winners. And right now, he views Israel as winning this battle. And Iran is clearly a divisive topic within his own MAGA movement. But at the same time, he's seeing the momentum that the Israelis have made against Iran, and is something that a powerful Iran has long gone against the interests of not only Israel but a number of Sunni countries across the region, particularly Saudi Arabia. So he is maximizing his options. He does not want to have boots on the ground there. That's well known, and I think no American president in modern history since George W. Bush has wanted boots on the ground. At the same time, he wants to see if he can eliminate the Iranian threat as much as possible.
We saw Donald Trump leaving the G7 meeting early as a result of having to focus, of course, on the Middle East conflict. We can all understand that's the priority for the US president at this point, but it did mean that our own Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, missed out on a much anticipated meeting with the US president. Do you expect they'll be able to tee something up again soon? How big a blow is it to not have managed to sit down for a face-to-face meeting with the US president all this time?
I don't think it's that much of a blow. It's completely understandable. This is not the first time the U.S. president has had to bow out of an important meeting with Australia because of other issues. Let's not forget, Joe Biden was supposed to be here for a Quad summit just last year, and again, he had to bow out because there were domestic constraints, most notably the government potentially shutting down. This is something that comes with the responsibility of the President of the United States. And so it's nothing personal against Australia or the Prime Minister, but I think this is nonetheless a good opportunity for the Prime Minister to go to the NATO summit, which I think he probably should have considered going into in the first place, because as much as Europe is obviously not close to Australia, I think we should. It's a mistake to view these two theaters as completely separate and not seeing the challenges within these theaters as interconnected.
The UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer did manage a meeting with Donald Trump at the G7 talks, and he emerged from those sounding pretty confident that AUKUS would go ahead despite the Pentagon review we know that is underway into that program. Did you take some comfort from those comments from Keir Starmer?
Yeah, I think right now, similar to the Iran challenge, there is a division within the Trump administration about what is the future of AUKUS, whether the U.S. can afford to allow some critical nuclear-powered submarines to go to Australia. And it seems the Bridge Colby, a senior official in the Defense Department, has some questions, and there seems to be a bit of a review right now. All of this is normal. The AUKUS is not a simple investment, and it is also not a short-term investment. It's a long-term investment. And I think Australia is facing key questions about whether it is the right investment, whether it is an investment that the U.S. can really sustain, and also whether Australia is focusing enough on both AUKUS as well as the near-term capability gaps, which I think Pete Hegseth has drawn attention to with his debates about Australian military spending.
Jared Monchene, really appreciate your time. Thanks for your analysis.
Thank you.